Hey everybody, Connor here today at etrailer.com. We're going to be going over and showing you how to install the Carr Nerf Bar running board steps here for our 2016 Ford Transit T250. So here's what our steps are going to look like and installed. As you can see here, we have a nice durable black powder coated finish that's going to do a great job helping it hold up from rust and corrosion over time. After all, it is on the bottom of the vehicle here, so it is going to see a lot of road debris. We're not going to have to worry about any discoloration or rusting with this durable black powder coated finish. So our bracket is going to be made entirely of steel, the step as well. We're also going to get this nice little cutouts here that are going to help provide extra grip and traction. So we don't have to worry about ice or snow getting on this step and causing us to slip and fall. Our shoes are really going to bite into this material here, which is why we have these little divots all along the top of the step. Now they're going to be super grippy. I can go ahead and show you that now. You can see we're not really sliding around, moving our foot. It's going to provide a great little step here to help us when we're getting in and out of our vehicle. As you can see here, I have my boots on, and I still have plenty of room to get a nice good grip on that step here. A lot of these steps are pretty narrow and shallow, so it's really hard to get your full foot on there. But as you can see here, I have size 11 for reference. They're also the wide models. Just go ahead and step in there. I can get my complete boot on this step here without having to worry about slipping or falling. So just to give you some dimensions there of that step surface, it's going to be 20 1/4 long by 4 1/4 wide. So again, we have plenty of surface area there to get our shoes off and on. So in regards to the weight capacity, these things are super solid, super sturdy when we're on there. So we're really not going to have any issues with those. It does, however, have a 500-pound weight capacity, which shouldn't be an issue for most people. So I don't think you guys will have any issues with these steps, but if you do, they are backed by a lifetime warranty. They're also made right here in the USA, so you know you're getting a quality, well-made product. So in regards to installation, these steps are pretty simple to install. Definitely something I recommend you guys try at home by yourselves. We really don't need any specialized tools, nor do you really have to have a lot of mechanical knowledge to be able to do this. So the first step of our installation, we're actually going to be doing this aside off our van here. We're going to take one of our step assemblies and we're going to take two of our brackets here. You can see the brackets, we need to face them like so the tabs are going to be on the inside. We're also going to need to gather some tools and some hardware. We're going to be using some of our Allen head cap screws. They look like this. We're also going to be using our nylock nuts and some flat washers. Then as far as the tools go, we're going to need a 13mm socket and we're going to need a 3/16 inch Allen head. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our step here, we're going to take one of our brackets. You can see there's a little slot inside on the back side of the step. We also have our mounting holes here up top. What we're going to do is we're going to place that slot inside there of the bracket. And if we look up top, our mounting holes should align. We're going to take one of our Allen head cap screws, set that through there, and now we can come on the back side and secure it with a flat washer and nylock nut. We'll go ahead and repeat that same process for our other hole here, and then we can snug down the hardware. So now that we have both of our brackets assembled, we're ready to set our step assembly up on our vehicle. So we're going to be starting on the driver's side here. We're going to be marking out these holes here once we have it into position. So we're going to need a paint marker so we can mark through those holes here on the bottom of the pinch weld where we need to drill. So what we want to do to starters to make sure that we have the correct spacing, or they're going to be even on both sides, it is sort of preference where we want the step located, left to right. So we're going to go ahead and measure. We're going to take a measurement from here to where the start of our step is going to install. We don't have any specific measurements for you. Like I said, it's all preference. So we're going to go ahead, pick a location here to set it into position. Then we're going to hold it in place and mark those bottom two holes as we stated earlier. So you can see now we have our two holes marked. We have one here and we have one here. What we're going to do is we're going to take an 1/8 inch drill bit. We're going to drill both of those holes out and then we're going to enlarge them to their final size of 5/16 of an inch. Now, in order to help your drill bit from walking, if you have a center punch tool, it would be a good idea to go ahead and get the center of that hole there, just to help you when you're drilling them out. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. So now with our holes drilled, what we're going to do next is we're going to take this U-nut plate here that comes in our kit, as well as a flathead screwdriver, and we're going to peel back this plastic trim panel on the outside of our pinch weld here so we can slip the U-nut up into position. The side with the threads needs to go on the back side here. So we're just going to sneak our screwdriver up there like so, pry down and slip our U-nut into position. About like that. And we'll repeat the same process on the other side for our other hole. So now the next step is we're going to go ahead and remove our two brackets here from our step assembly so we can secure these in place. So now once we have our brackets removed from our step, we can go ahead and attach them to the vehicle here to the U-nuts that we just installed with our hex bolt and our flat washer. We use a 13mm socket to snug those down. We can repeat that same process on the other side. Now, with both of our U-plates tightened, we can go ahead and set our step up into position. We're going to re-secure with the hardware we used earlier. Now we can go ahead and snug down our hardware. Now finally, we're going to take two of the self-tapping screws that come in our kit here. We're going to secure them to the uppermost mounting hole on either side. We're going to be using a 3/8 or 10-inch socket / nut driver. We want to be really careful that we don't over tighten these and strip them out. We'll repeat that on the other bracket, and then we'll repeat these same steps on the other side of the vehicle. And that'll do it today for our look and installation of the Carr Nerf board running steps here on our 2016 Ford Transit T250.